Stuart Sinclair on going forward. Voices. Some people say they hear them in the air, some people say they hear them in the head, some people say they give you courage, some just say they're inspiration. Not for Brenda. My next guest, is all about making voices happen. Brenda, welcome to the show. Let's hear about it, because I know Voices of Courage is something you want to talk about.
Absolutely. So Voices of Courage is my first book in a series of 3, and we started with courage because people need to find their courage, and of course that courage comes when they are in the depths and the pain and the darkness, and they need to find their courage. But they don't find their courage until they get to the darkest part. You know that famous line, the darkest hour is just before dawn?
Yep.
So when they find their courage is when they find themselves in that place. And then that's when they say, enough is enough, is enough, no more. And I describe, I've got a little story I like to talk about when people find themselves in that situation. It's almost like being naked, lying on the floor in the fetal position, ready for a rebirth. And they find themselves that they implore and they beg. Maybe they might say something like, God help me, just from the depth of their soul. And that's enough to waken that little spark, to ignite the spark. And then the sparks just come up like this and they do a little dance. And then they start to find that courage. That courage is released when that first spark. And they find themselves getting to their knees.
Yep.
And then they get themselves up and they stand up and they find themselves in a place they've never been before. They find themselves in a power that they didn't even know existed, and they find themselves making a decision that they've been fearful of making, could be for many years.
Yep,
and then they say,
and you encourage people to do that, don't you, very much?
So I encourage people, well, I don't encourage people so much to do that, it's what they do when they find that voice. It's what they do, it's the impact of that voice and taking them forward. And of course, if people are in a pain, it's allowing them that space and providing a space so they can put themselves in the darkness, embrace the darkness, not be afraid of the darkness. So then they can rise, because after all, we're rising like the phoenix from the ashes, from the fire, or the depth of hell, if you want, for want of a better analogy.
In some people's minds it certainly is, because they feel so upset by what's happened to them. A number of the people that you help are women, aren't they? A majority, in fact, a majority of them are.
Yes.
And I know you've put a number of stories together in the first book that you have, but you're helping people, women all the time, to overcome all kinds of things, aren't you?
Absolutely. So me, Stuart, I love the diamond and it's faceted, so we're all faceted, and people have pain and people have darkness, and it does usually begin in the mind. So it's the mind that keeps them in that fear factor. It's not coming within. The thing is, they haven't connected. So I will help women. So the women in this book, they've come from, there's about 13, 14 countries from around the world represented in the book. So we've got Israeli ladies, America, we've got Hungary, Ireland, so there's a number of countries, and they all come from all walks of life.
Yeah.
And some are in business, some have a longing to create a business, some discover that they need to start a business when they realise that their pain, and they know that they then can go on and help other women. And that's what I love doing. I love to help women from that place of darkness, that pain, step into their glory, step into their light, and then help them create something amazing that they had never thought of, that they can then help other women. So it's all about the ripple effect. It's all about
and also help you, as you help people go forward, other people can go forward because they're following something that inspires them and picks them up and makes them go, ooh, I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Besides being very involved in a number of things that you're doing here. And I know you're doing a road show, planning a road show to bring the voices of courage out to people around England and possibly abroad. You also are involved in other charitable occupations, aren't you? Thinking of Helpful Handbags.
Yeah, absolutely. The universe, universe brings me plenty of roles and jobs to do, and one of them, I founded a charity in October 2015 around period poverty, which is very prominent across the world at the moment.
Yeah.
And what happened was, in the space of, from mid-October to mid-December, so about 8 weeks, we, women from all over the UK and some other parts of the world, donated handbags filled with sanitary protection and hygiene products and gloves, scarves, because it's the winter time, and we donated and distributed to homeless charities and Women's Aid and women that were vulnerable, over 10,000 handbags within 8 weeks. It was an amazing feat, and we're on to do that again this year. But it's growing, so now we are a registered charity in the US. We're about to go into Spain and do the same there, and it's just growing year on, and for some people the name Helping Handbags, they know it straight away, and I'm very blessed. Again, women help, and it allows them to do something that they're trying to find their purpose in life, and through Helping Handbags people can have a role in their communities and do something bigger. So it's always about bringing out the best in people and going beyond it. For me, it's always beyond, not just the thing that you're doing here and now, but what does it mean in the future? Where's it going to take you?
Well, Helping Handbags isn't just for women though, is it? Because there are a certain number of men who also wanted and now receive, and you're now doing man bags for men, aren't you?
And this all kind of started in Liverpool last year. Maybe it might have been the year before. Yeah, it could have been 2016 actually. And what happened was some of the men through the charities saw the bags and said, well, what's all this? And Michaela Leyland, who was my coordinator in Liverpool, she explained what we were all about, and went, well, we want bags, we need bags, and she thought, well, why not? So she managed to get someone to donate backpacks, and then we filled them, and now we're looking to expand that as well, because there's a great need for that, because there's more men on the streets than women, obviously.
Exactly, yes. But besides that, you're also busy collecting new voices and new people for the volume 2 of Voices, aren't you?
Yeah, and that's Voices of Hope. And I'm being a bit more focused in the Voices of Hope and looking to business women to tell their stories in that, because for me, I want to show women, because I have a programme called Business Brilliance, I want to show women how they can use a book and their story to elevate themselves, to position themselves in the marketplace and take them beyond, so that they can grow their business into something that reflects their dream. Because a lot of women don't know how to do that. They have these amazing dreams, but they really don't know how to take it forward. And for me, it's always about moving forward. It's always about growing. It's always about stepping into being the best you can be. For me, that is absolutely the whole purpose of what I do in my life.
Well, I wish you great success with it. I know we're going to try and follow you and support you everywhere we can, Brenda. But thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you very much, Stuart, for having me.
That's all right.